Buying a brand new house is supposed to feel like a fresh start, not a countdown to cracks. But what if we told you that many homes start falling apart within just 5 years? From shrinking concrete to sneaky soil shifts, those hairline fractures on your wall might be whispering a deeper problem. Don't panic, just read on to find out what causes it and how to keep your dream home from cracking under pressure. Number 10. Drying shrinkage. You know how a grape becomes a raisin when it loses moisture. Your house kind of does the same thing, except it's less cute and more cracky. Drying shrinkage is one of the most common causes of cracking in new builds, especially in the first year. As concrete dries and loses internal moisture, it shrinks. And no, we're not talking a few millimeters, we're talking enough shrinkage to create visible gaps, especially in slabs and walls. According to Perma-Pier Foundation Repair, this shrinkage happens naturally during the curing process and can be worsened by overly dry environments or poor curing practices. The best prevention? Keep that concrete moist for longer during the cure, use shrinkage-reducing additives, and hire a contractor who doesn't cut corners with curing times. Because cracked walls shouldn't be your housewarming gift. Number 9. Thermal expansion and contraction. Houses like people react to heat and cold. When it's hot, materials expand. When it's cold, they shrink. Over time, this temperature yo-yo causes stress points to form, which can lead to cracks in the plaster, drywall, and even the concrete. The problem gets worse when materials with different expansion rates are joined together. Think brick and wood, living awkwardly side by side. It's a bit like forcing a night owl and an early riser to share a bed. They'll cope for a while, but eventually, something's going to snap. To avoid this, builders should use expansion joints and flexible caulking in key areas to give materials room to move without breaking apart your walls. Number 8. Ground settlement. New homes are like toddlers, they need time to settle. Unfortunately, sometimes the ground underneath them decides to do a little settling of its own. Uneven settlement is a top culprit behind large, ominous foundation cracks. It happens when the soil beneath a home compresses or shifts after construction, and this usually comes down to poor compaction or inconsistent soil composition. According to ABC Plus Warranty and the National House Building Council, UK, this is especially common when builders rush or skip soil preparation. The result? Floors that tilt like a bad carnival ride and walls that look like a spider took architecture classes. To combat this, soil needs to be compacted in layers using machinery, and builders should avoid constructing on expansive clay soils unless they use specialized techniques. Number 7. Moisture mayhem. Water might be great for hot showers, but when it comes to your home's foundation, it's a troublemaker. Soil that absorbs too much water expands, while dry soil shrinks, creating a cycle that stresses the foundation. Poor drainage can lead to saturated soils, while drought conditions can pull moisture from the soil too quickly. Both scenarios cause instability and, you guessed it, cracks. This is particularly problematic in areas with clay-heavy soils that swell and shrink like a sponge. According to Hippo Insurance's 2024 report, homes in such regions need consistent soil moisture. The trick? Install proper drainage systems, slope the soil away from the house, and consider a foundation watering system if you are in a dry climate. Yes, your foundation might need watering just like a houseplant with a mortgage. Number 6. Sloppy construction. Here's a painful truth. Not all contractors are created equal. In the race to cut costs or meet deadlines, some builders skip vital steps or use inferior materials. Improper concrete mixing, insufficient steel reinforcement, poor curing, or weak structural design can all make your home a crack magnet. ABC Plus Warranty notes that houses built without proper quality control often develop structural and cosmetic cracks within 5 years. Avoid the horror by vetting your builder, reading reviews, asking for references, and double-checking certifications. It's your dream home, not a DIY project from a horror movie. Number 5. Poor drainage. Rain is lovely until it's pooling around your home's foundation like it's trying to move in. Poor drainage causes water to accumulate around your structure, seeping into the soil and creating uneven pressure. Over time, that pressure pushes against your foundation, leading to cracks, leaks, and soggy regrets. According to the National Association of Realtors, fixing drainage issues after the fact is far more expensive than doing it right the first time. Prevent this mess with sloped landscaping, downspout extenders, French drains, or a proper grading plan. Trust us, no one wants a moat unless they live in a castle. Number 4. No expansion joints equals no wiggle room. Buildings need breathing room, especially if they're made of rigid materials like concrete. Without expansion joints, materials crack under pressure from thermal and moisture changes. Expansion joints are essentially intentional weak spots that absorb stress before it spreads to the rest of the structure. They're like the yoga instructors of the construction world, flexible, balanced, and saving you from disaster. When skipped, your house ends up doing the architectural version of a stress fracture. Make sure your contractor includes expansion joints in long walls, slabs, and pavements. If they shrug and say, "You don't need those," run preferably through an expansion joint. Number 3. Planting trees too close. Trees are beautiful, give shade, and raise property value until their roots grow straight into your foundation like a vine in a horror film. Large trees planted too close to your house can cause major soil shifts. Roots soak up groundwater, drying out the soil and causing it to contract, which leads to foundation movement. According to Atlas Foundation, roots can even physically displace foundation materials. The solution? Know your tree types and their root systems. A little ornamental cherry might be safe 5 feet away, but that giant oak needs 20 to 30 feet of clearance. And remember, what's cute and tiny today might be a leafy monster in 10 years. Number 2. Skipping reinforcement. Concrete may seem rock solid, but it's surprisingly fragile under tension. Without reinforcement like steel rebar or wire mesh, it's prone to cracking under pressure, literally. Reinforcement gives concrete its inner strength, allowing it to resist both weight and movement. When builders skip or improperly install it, those first few rainy seasons become a nightmare. According to the NHBC's 2024 construction standards, structural reinforcement should follow strict spacing, depth, and anchoring protocols. Think of reinforcement as the exoskeleton of your home. Without it, your concrete is just glorified cake batter eventually crumbling under stress. Number 1. Not choosing the right contractor. If we had to pick one cause above all else, it's this: choosing the wrong contractor. You could have the best materials, the ideal soil, and a gorgeous blueprint, but if your builder doesn't follow best practices, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Poor workmanship shows up fast, sometimes in less than 2 years. Issues like rushed backfilling, sloppy framing, and ignoring local building codes are all red flags. A great contractor will take time to properly compact the soil, plan for expansion and moisture movement, and include all those boring but important details that keep a house solid. Interview multiple builders, ask technical questions, and don't fall for the lowest bidder, because fixing cracks costs far more than preventing them. If this helped you understand why homes crack and how to prevent it, give this video a like. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss practical tips for your home. Protect your biggest investment, stay informed. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.